You know that feeling sometimes, just that drag, maybe feeling a bit worn out or overwhelmed, maybe even a little disconnected from, well, from yourself.
Oh, absolutely. It happens. And actually, based on the articles and the notes you folks sent over, it seems like a really common thing.
Right. So we wanted to tackle that today. We've looked through what you shared, and we're doing a deep dive specifically into some, well, simple ways to care for yourself.
Yeah, simple and achievable. That's the key, isn't it? We're not talking about massive life changes here or adding more pressure.
No, definitely not. Forget those, perfect Instagram-worthy routines.
Exactly. It's more about finding tiny shifts, small things that, based on the material we reviewed, can genuinely add up over time.
Little levers, big results. Okay, so looking at your sources, let's jump in. Where do we start?
Okay, first up, something super basic but really impactful that came up again and again, hydration. Specifically, first thing.
Ah, yes, water by the bed trick.
That's the one. And it's not just, feeling less thirsty. Some of the research you shared pointed to how it kind of gently wakes up your metabolism.
Right, like flicking on the lights for your system after sleep.
Precisely. And there was also mention, wasn't there, about brain function?
Yeah, that even being a little bit dehydrated overnight can make you feel foggy. So that first glass of water is like a mini boost for your focus.
A mini boost, I like that. And the practical tip, which was in almost everything, was just put the glass there the night before.
Such a simple act of planning ahead. Okay, so we're hydrated. What's next from the sources? Another small step.
Movement, but, and this is important, gentle movement.
Okay, so not necessarily hitting the gym hard first thing.
No, not at all. Several pieces you sent highlighted things like maybe a 10-minute stretch
Uh,
or just a short walk.
or even simpler, like if you've been sitting, just rolling your shoulders, that kind of thing.
Exactly that kind of thing. It's about sending a message, really, a little signal to your body.
What kind of signal?
Like, I'm here, I'm paying attention. It's a small act of acknowledgement. And some sources linked this gentle movement to releasing tension, too.
Ah, okay. Stress relief without the sweat, potentially. I like that. It takes the pressure off, doesn't it?
It really does.
All right, so hydration, gentle movement.
Hmm.
Let's talk food. This often feels like a big pressure point. What did the materials suggest for a simple approach?
Well, the interesting angle in many of your sources was shifting away from restriction
Okay.
towards addition. So focusing on what you can add to your meals rather than what you feel you need to cut out.
That sounds much nicer. Less guilt-inducing.
Right. So instead of a don't eat this list, it's more like, how can I add some fiber here? Maybe
Yeah.
some berries with breakfast.
Or like adding some avocado or nuts for healthy fats, maybe to a salad or as a snack, things based on the nutritional info shared.
Exactly. And the idea, as detailed in your sources, is that this helps you feel actually nourished, satisfied, not deprived.
Yeah, it feels kinder somehow. Okay, moving on. Sleep, another big one. We know aiming for 8 perfect hours can feel impossible sometimes.
Totally unrealistic for many people, and the
Yep.
sources acknowledge that.
So what's the more achievable angle?
Consistency. Aiming for a consistent window for sleep, even if the total duration isn't always, the textbook ideal.
So regularity is key. Going to bed and waking up around the same time, even if it's, say, 7 hours instead of 8.
Exactly. That rhythm, according to the information you provided, really helps regulate hormones and can make a big difference to your mood. Predictability matters to our internal clocks.
Okay, consistency over perfection. That makes sense. And that leads nicely into preparing for sleep, right?
Thick.
Which brings us to screens,
Yes, the screen-free time idea. This popped up quite a bit in the articles about stress and sleep hygiene.
particularly that last hour before bed.
That seemed to be the main recommendation, yeah. And the science bit, which some sources touched on, is about the blue light affecting melatonin.
The sleep hormone.
Right. So stepping away from the phone, the tablet, the TV, it gives your nervous system a chance to sort of power down. It tells your brain it's time to get ready for rest.
And it wasn't just about sleep, was it? Some materials mentioned benefits for anxiety, focus during the day.
Yeah, like giving your brain a bit of breathing room from all that constant input,
Yeah.
a little reset.
Okay, these are all great, simple ideas pulled from the sources. But what if even these feel like too much on a tough day?
And that's a really crucial point, something echoed in the materials. It's okay. It's absolutely okay if some days it just doesn't happen.
No beating yourself up.
Definitely not. The advice seemed to be gentle, try again tomorrow, or maybe just pick one tiny thing. Just one.
And if even that feels overwhelming,
Then just breathing. taking a conscious breath. Several sources mention that as a valid, powerful step in itself. Just checking in for a moment.
It reframes health, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Less like a checklist, more like a relationship you tend to.
Exactly, and an
Wow.
ongoing relationship with yourself, not a performance review.
That feels much more sustainable. Okay, so to wrap this up for our listeners, drawing from this deep dive into the materials you shared, the invitation is simple.
Just pick one thing from today.
Maybe it's the water first thing. Maybe it's 5 minutes of stretching. Maybe adding some greens to lunch.
Or aiming for that slightly more consistent sleep window tonight. Or putting the phone down 30 minutes earlier, whatever feels slightly possible.
And then,
Just notice, no judgment, just curiosity. How do you feel after trying that one thing? What does your body tell you?
that non-judgmental observation, that curiosity, seemed really central in the sources.
It really did.
So just notice. You're already doing great just by thinking about this stuff. Seriously, you're doing better than you think.
Absolutely. And we're here exploring this alongside you based on what you're finding and sharing.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with, inspired by all this.
Yeah.
Beyond these specific tips, what other tiny, almost invisible acts of kindness could you weave into your day? Something else you noticed in your own reading, perhaps. Just something gentle.